Hello.
Hello. Yes, we are back here once again for the next episode of a conversation with Kely. For real this time. We tried to do this last night. It didn't really work out, but we are here once again. Not
Also,
here to
you
talk about the
you
traders.
also
Here to
had
talk
your
about
dad.
something completely different.
You
But I am
also,
here.
last night you
Ali, how
had
are
your
you
dad.
doing tonight?
Huh? Oh, I was saying last night you had your dad.
We don't need to talk.
I mean,
We don't need to talk about what happened. We will just leave it at the fact that I needed to sleep.
it was funny
And that
though.
is the reasoning. We don't have to get into the hows and the whys. I don't really want to disclose that in public. But we are here, my lovely movie co-host Ali. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I had a very chill day. I just went for a walk with Magoo and then just watched stuff today. Nothing too crazy. And then had a tribal in my orgamen.
Yeah, I didn't really do much aside from going to work. I saw 2 movies, saw Turning Red, which I'm very happy finally got the theatrical release that it deserved. Disney really fucked that movie over, but I'm very happy it got a theatrical release. There was literally nobody in my theater, but it was a great time, and
That's good.
Nobody But You is still a huge bop. So we will stick with that. Then I saw The Taste of Things, which very good, but make sure you eat something before because Jesus Christ, the food in that movie is just like insane. But anyway, um, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about a new show that we haven't discussed yet. And that, of course, is Deal or No Deal Island. Will be starting up next week. And to be honest, like this is a show that I've kind of been hyping up in sort of like a meme way where it's like, oh my God, it's going to be a great show. Kind of thing like it was going to be like a Stars on Mars or like a Beyond the Edge and just not really be something that's all that great, kind of be something that's like easy to make fun of. But I got to say, they've given us a 20-minute preview. Now, yes, it's only been 20 minutes, but I honestly kind of like what I see so far. I think this actually has quite a bit of potential. I think this might actually turn out to be somewhat of a decent show. It seems like
Oh
they've
yeah.
honestly thought out how to do this pretty well. Like I said, I assume that this was going like when this was announced, to me, this felt like the kind of show that you make when you don't have anything else to air. Like this is just strike content, basically. It's like they made this because they're running out of shows and they need to fill the airwaves. So they put this on there. But honestly, what we've seen, I like so far. And if this is anything close to what we're gonna get, I actually think this might be a pretty decent show. But Ali, what do you think?
I'm actually like really impressed by the 20-minute, well, 21
Yeah,
minute preview.
yeah,
Well, actually, it was like 19 minutes plus like a little like season
yeah.
overview.
Like it was 21 minutes
But
altogether because I would count the preview as well.
yeah, but yeah, overall, I actually am pretty impressed, and I'm like really enjoying it so far. Um, like I'm hoping it's like a really good season overall. I think it will be. Because honestly, it's
Yeah.
pretty like what we get in the preview in the sneak peek, it's pretty like intense. Oh my god. Like I'm actually like really excited and I love being surprised. So I'm super excited to cover this show.
Yeah, I actually think this, like I said, I think what we're seeing so far is really good. Now, this will still be a cast assessment and draft, but we're going to do it a little bit differently just because, like, we did get this preview. We're kind of using it as a way to kind of have something to go off of because here's the thing. In the past, when we've done drafts for shows that, like, we don't really know what we're talking about, it's not a good draft. Like, the traders, especially, we had no idea what the fuck we were saying. Like, we kept saying things like, oh, they're going to be challenge threats and things like that. Oh, they're going to have a great social. That doesn't matter in the traders. Like that's not something
True.
that's important. Um, but so, the one thing that I'm glad we can do with this already is that we do have a point of reference. We already know what the concept is going to be. We already know what what it seems like the main strategy of this game is going to be. So we actually do have something to go off of, and I'm glad about that. I will be honest and say some of these people we probably have like very little to say about. We really just went off of what was in the preview, what we end up getting from everybody, and kind of hoping to use that as a way to kind of gauge how they're going to do in the show overall. But I think this should be a lot of fun. Ali, I think we've dragged this out long enough. I think we should just go ahead and get to the cast assessment, don't you think?
Yes, I'm so down for that.
All right, so we will go ahead and get to
Well,
the
we're gonna
cast.
give like what we have, like basically just
Yeah,
things we can what we can go off of with
right.
everybody. because some we don't have that much, but it's still going to be fun.
Yeah, now the first thing I am going to read, because I do think this is important, just again, because we have it as like a reference point, I am actually going to read like what the format of the game is, at least for this first episode, so that can maybe also help us with like how everyone's going to do. So basically, yeah, every night, one of them is going to play Deal or No Deal against the banker. The money they win is going to go into the final case, which is an ever-growing prize that only one of them will walk away with. So it's kind of like the traders in that way, except they're not playing to change the prize. So it's ultimately going to end up being 2 million. They also will be competing in excursions to retrieve a briefcase. Whoever gets the highest value wins the 2 lowest. However, will be up for elimination against the banker. Yeah, so that's basically the format of the game. There is an offer in this episode from the banker for 10K who's willing to jump in the mud and go for a red case. The 2 lowest red cases will be up for elimination. Now, I kind of got the sense, I don't know if you agree with me, I think this format's probably going to change every episode, like what the actual, like, you know, what the games are, what the challenges are. I think them playing Deal or No Deal, that basically from what it seems like that's how you get eliminated in this game. It's like either you do well or you're just out. So
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So I mean, I think that's a really cool idea. It's like this is exactly how you incorporate that format, but still have this strategic spin on it. Because it really does seem like, I mean, from what we're seeing, this is a very like strategically sound cast. Like a lot of these people know what they're doing. A lot of these people are playing hard, and I think this, like I said, will be a really strong season. But anything you want to say about the format of the game before we get into the cast?
Oh my gosh, it's such a really like cool and unique format, honestly, because it's like
not what I thought it was going to be, which I'm glad.
Literally, it's like
I thought it was going to be like Survivor, but Deal or No Deal, and it kind of is, but it's also not. Like there's still different stuff. Like they don't go to tribals.
I mean, yeah, it's still like it's a little bit like Survivor because of the island, and then obviously they're surviving, blah blah blah. And then like it's Deal or No Deal, which is the game we like all grew up with. I never watched every single episode, but I did watch quite a bit when I was a little bit younger. But yeah, it's like so different.
Well, the
like
coolest part about it for me is
out.
that the coolest thing about it for me is that at least it seemed like from what we saw in the preview, if you win the challenge, like if you get the steal, you basically can just send somebody out. Like you can just do it on your own. Nobody votes against it. Like that's completely different from Survivor. So again, hats off to them. They've really thought about how to like find their own, you know, sort of game. And I think that's something that I like here. Like this is what I want to see. I want to see a strategic game, but I also don't want to see you ripping off another game. And it doesn't seem like they're doing that here.
Oh no, they're like, this is like a complete original format. Like it's so it has like Survivor and Deal or No Deal tendencies, obviously.
Oh yeah, it's definitely Survivor-esque. It was always going to be.
It's just very like original and very like unique and different. And
agreed.
I think it's gonna be pretty cool. And hopefully the show does well. Hopefully it's good. Obviously we're gonna try and go live for the premiere if we're able to. We'll if we can, but we also have something else on Monday to do. So
yeah, we'll see. All right. So we're gonna just go ahead.
This format is like honestly just like really creative, and I honestly am hyped.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. Obviously, we can't comment too much on it because obviously we haven't seen it play out. But from what we saw in this preview, I'm digging it. And I'm really excited to see how this cast is. But without further ado, let's just get right into this cast here. So first person we're going to talk about, I'm just going in order of what NBC has. So we're just going to do that. So our first person here is Dawson Addis. He is 25 from Muskego, Wisconsin, I believe. So there's not really too much to say about him in this preview. He lives in Wisconsin. He's got a few brothers. There is a moment in this episode with Kim who we'll talk about. He's kind of worried that she doesn't have the steal because he has the $1 million case at the moment, which basically, if you have the $1 million case, you're safe. So he's hoping that he is safe. And the only other thing we really get from Dawson in the preview is that it seems like him and Alyssa are going to form some sort of alliance. I don't know if that turns into a showmance. I don't know where that goes, but it does seem like those two are going to be relatively close. There's a moment in the preview where she's like, "Can I trust you?" And he's like, "Yes, I do." Other than that, I mean, I have like nothing to say about this guy. So I hope he does well. Didn't really get much from him, but I mean, the
I do
fact that
see.
we
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the fact that I know there's at least one person he's going to work with is good, but not too much, not to get too far ahead. But the person he is working with, I also have nothing to say about. So I really don't have much to say about Dawson. Hope he does well, but we shall see.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about him, but he does look very like physical.
Yeah.
Um, he
And
looks
there's
like
a lot of physical challenges.
yeah, like
If what we saw in this first episode is anything to go off of, there will be a lot of physical challenges.
yeah, this guy looks like a nice guy, but he also looks
Yeah.
like he's just gonna be like really good at challenges. And yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
who knows? Maybe him and Alyssa are gonna be a showmans
Yeah.
or maybe just close allies, who knows? Nothing really to go off of much, but I mean, hopefully he does well.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So our next person here is someone that we actually do have quite a bit to say about. This is Aron. Allie, you want to read about Aron here?
Oh yeah, what we have written.
Well, also read, his age and things like that.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the notes you wrote.
Well, you can read that too, but also read
Yeah.
what's on the screen.
Yeah, Aron Barbell is 26 from Champaign, Illinois.
Yep.
And we got a little bit from him. He
Yeah,
strikes up
he
a
was definitely one of the more prominent characters in this
He
first
was.
20 minutes.
Yeah, he striked up a conversation with the Boston Rob about him being in accounting and recognizing him pretty early on. He seems like he's going to work with him.
Yep.
He thinks there are two types of games where either he gets backstabbed by Boston Rob or he backstabs him. He's not sure if he's a friend or enemy yet. But we'll be keeping him close either way, and found out right before he joined the island that his dad has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and wants to earn as much money as he can to help him out, which is honestly very emotional, very sad.
Yeah,
And then he definitely feels like a nerdy, nice guy who I could see him doing well though. Like I could see him and Boston Rob actually like working together for a little bit. Like maybe not the whole game, but at least until they need to get rid of each other. I could see them going. I could see like Aron going pretty far in that sense. Or I mean, I could even see him winning. Who knows?
Yeah.
But he definitely seems like a really nice guy because based on getting a lot from him in this sneak peek, I'm pretty sure he's going to do well.
He is definitely one of my winner picks. I think he has a lot of potential in this game. And I'm actually on the opposite end. I don't think him and Boston Rob are working together. I think he's playing him. I think he's going to make Boston Rob think he's playing with him. And I think what we saw at least what we saw in that 2-minute trailer, I think he's going to betray Boston Rob. I think he's going to be the reason Boston Rob does not win. But I also wonder if he's going to try to pull something off and then it doesn't end up working out. So I really don't know. I think the fact that we saw like his motivation to win really gives me hope that he is going to go far. Like I can already tell his edit is one of the more consistent edits in this episode. So I do feel like he has the potential to go really far. But overall, I mean, I definitely like what I see of him. He seems like a very fun character. I think the way he's handling things with Boston Rob is perfect. It's like he knows who he is. He establishes that early on. He's going to find a way to kind of gain that trust. But especially if he wants to betray him, like this is exactly how you do. Now, again, I have nothing to say about Boston Rob. I've never seen him play before. You have much more knowledge when it comes to that. But I do think that he is definitely handling it correctly, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. So he's definitely one of the more intriguing characters we got in this episode, and like I said, I think he definitely does have quite a bit of potential. So he's definitely someone that I think is pretty high up for me. Is there anything else you want to say about Aron before we go to the next person?
He's definitely someone I think is making it really far, at least.
Yeah,
like
same.
maybe just shy of the finale or finale. At least somewhere around there, but he's definitely making it far.
Yeah. All right. So our next person here we talk about is Jordan Fowler Bull. She is 29 from Nashville, Tennessee. And what do I have to say about Jordan? Nothing. I have nothing to say about her. Let's see. She is the person to so Kim really struggles in like this challenge and she's like the person to help her out. She gives her like 7K case full of money. Cool. I literally nothing to say about her. I hope she does well. You know, she seems like someone that's like going to be like, you know, helping out people. I assume Kim's probably going to try to work with her just based off the fact that like she helped her out and things like that. But other than that, I mean, I have nothing to say about her. I hope she does well, but like one of the many people here that we just have like nothing to go off of.
She just like we don't really have anything to go off of with her, but she just seems like the girl who is going to go really far, at least to the end. Like she seems like an icon from like what we very little got from like very little of what we got from her, but
Yeah.
and she seems pretty. Hopefully she does well.
Also, hi, oh my god, another fellow Aly. Hello.
Hello, girl.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Talk about this very riveting cast assessment that we have a lot to say about for sure, and totally are not just like bullshitting most of them. But yeah, I think that's literally all there is to say about Jordan. Let's move on. Next person here. We also have a lot to say
All
about.
right.
Aly, go ahead. Tell us about Nick.
All right, Nick Grasso, 29, from Brooklyn, New York. All we got from him is he used to watch Deal or No Deal with his parents, and he's a bit intimidated, but also is from Brooklyn, so nothing intimidates him. I feel like he's the kind of one who's very like hit or miss. He could be good in challenges, but he could also be an early boot if they just go for like a strong man.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like he's just going to be like someone who kind of he's like a question mark for me. I don't know where he's going to go, but I mean, hopefully he does well. Hopefully he's likable. We'll see.
Yeah, I have no idea how he's really going to do. I don't think I really like there's a possibility that I think he can make it really far, but he also gives me the vibe of like the guy that's like really cocky and like gets on everyone's nerves and
I can
things
see
like
that.
that. Like he doesn't know what he's fully getting himself into. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to be fine. I'm from the Bronx. Like I'll be good."
Yeah, I can see him being like, "Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm nothing intimidates me." Woo!
Yeah, like I definitely see that from him for sure. So like I don't know. I think he's definitely one of the early boots. I just the fact that we got so little from him, especially like it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. So yeah, I he's definitely not someone I'm that high on, but we'll see. All right, so next person here. Oh my God, someone I have so much to say about, right? That we got so much from this person. This is Miranda Harrison. She is 30, Fort Myers. She's from Fort Myers, Florida. Nice picture. I mean, she looks like a nice girl, I guess.
I love the
You
nice
know, I think that she has potential, but I don't fucking know. We got nothing from her. What is there to say?
I mean, I get like social queen vibes from her. She seems like she'll do well socially, but I don't see her making it to the end. I could see her being like maybe like a 5th or 6th place.
Maybe. I
But I
don't
mean,
know.
she seems nice. Hopefully, she does well.
Yeah, I don't even think we got it like a confessional from her in the episode, so I don't have
That's
anything to
old.
really say. All right. This person, however, I think we definitely have a lot to say about.
Oh
Probably
yeah.
one of the people that everyone's gonna talk the most about when doing a cast
Also,
assessment.
we love older women getting, just getting all this airtime.
Yes, Aly, talk to us about Claudia.
All right, Claudia Jordan is 50. She's from Dallas, Texas. She was a former model on Deal or No Deal and has sat and watched hundreds of people play and witnessing their lives change in an instant and wanting to trade places with them. Due to this, she knows this game front and back, which is honestly pretty iconic.
Yeah.
That she was actually a model on it. And so I feel like she's gonna have a lot of like intel to help people or just give like advice to. She definitely could be a potential winner pick for me. She's so
Mhm.
iconic and she just like gives that like whole like winner energy.
Oh yeah.
And just I'm so excited to watch her.
I
Like honestly,
definitely
oh yeah, one more thing. I could see her being like a complete triple threat though for sure.
Oh yeah, I see her doing really well on this show. The one thing I do worry about is that she needs to not tell people that she was like one of the like former like she needs to not tell people her
Yeah.
involvement with the original show, because if I found like I feel like that's something where like if I found that out immediately, I'm like, oh, Claudia knows so much more than the rest of us. Like this isn't going to be good. You know, if you send her to Deal or No Deal, she's probably going to do really well. However, maybe not, because there is definitely, the potential where it's like hosting it and participating in it is different from actually playing it. So like I don't really know if that's going to be a factor for her, but she seems like she's going to be a very active player. She really
Oh, yeah.
seems like she's ready to play this game. I can already tell she's going to have a really
Really hard.
strong like social game. So yeah, I mean, I have really high hopes for her. I think coming into this and having the knowledge that she does is really good, but I think she definitely does need to downplay it because
Definitely.
at the same time, there are people who have watched Deal or No Deal. Most of them have and probably do recognize her.
I mean,
So that's
I
the only
honestly could.
fear I have for her. But overall, I
Yeah.
mean, I think she's going to do really well.
I mean, I could also see them not really caring if she was a former one because maybe
Yeah.
they'll just get advice from her, but who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, overall, very excited for Claudia. Definitely
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the people that I am the most excited to see play in this show. All right.
Oh, me too.
So next up, oh my God, someone we have so much to say about. This is Alyssa Klinzing. She
Cleansing,
is
yeah, I think.
26 from Kansas City. What is that? Montana? The
No,
place where
it's
my
no,
computer
that
always
is
thinks I live.
no, that is
Um,
Missouri.
oh, yeah. Fun fact: my
You're the one
laptop
you're the
always
one
thinks.
who's also, you're the one who's American.
I know. But I know that so well. But Kansas City, Missouri. What's there to say about Alyssa? Like I said, aside from the fact that we know that her and Dawson are working together, I have nothing to say. But I do think that she is someone who's probably going to go far. I think she's someone
Yeah.
that people will naturally feel like they gravitate towards. She just kind of gives that vibe to me of like she's someone that's like easy to work with and probably goes far because of it. But at the same time, I could also see her be someone that people pick off pretty early because, well, she's social and we see her as like a big threat and she's going to go really far. So I don't know. I think Alyssa is going to. Right now, out of the 13, I see her going like 10th or ninth. Like, I don't see her going super far, but I do think she'll have at least a decent run for a little bit. But we'll have to see. It really depends on how far Dawson goes, I think. Like, the fact that her and Dawson are working together. And listen, this could mean literally nothing. Like that conversation she could have with Dawson could literally be, we could literally have a confessional where she's like, oh, I don't trust him for a
Yeah,
second, but I
like,
will
I
work
could
with him if
yeah,
I
who
need to.
knows?
There, there's really nothing to go off of with her. This is just
Mhm.
solely based on what I've seen. I do feel like she does have that like just kind of social queen type energy where like she goes far, people feel, good with her, people naturally gravitate towards her, but we'll see. I mean, I think she definitely has potential, but who knows? What do you think, Alyssa, for another Alyssa?
She honestly gives, like, social, but also physical.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I could see her working with, like, that what is her, Miranda? The other girl we have nothing about?
Hmm.
She just kinda gives that vibe that, like, Miranda and Alyssa are gonna be some, like, kinda duo or just close at least, or maybe I could see her working with all the women. Because I mean, her and Dawson obviously could literally mean nothing, who knows? But, I mean, hopefully she does well. I mean, I could see her either getting to the end or maybe just, like, another one, like another Miranda where she's just shy of at the end or just shy of winning, but you never know. Who knows? Hopefully she does well.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Sorry, I'm just typing in chat because we have a friend that's going through a hard time. So
Yeah, I'm gonna check that too, actually. Hold on.
right. We're gonna move on here. I think that's taken care of. All right. So
Hmm.
let's get to the next. Oh my God. Okay. I think you'll be um Okay. All right. So probably the person that we are most excited to talk about. I think everyone's going to be most excited to talk about this person. Aly, you get to talk about this person. Are you excited? You get to talk about probably the one that I think when we saw this cast, it's like, okay, that's a deal breaker right there. That's enough of a reason to watch this. But let's talk about who are we talking about?
This is one of the Survivor Kings, Boston Rob
Yes.
Mariano. He's 47 from Perdido Keys, Florida.
Yes, and I'm very happy that you're talking about him and not me because I have nothing to talk about, but you do. So
So obviously from what we got on this season, so far from the sneak peek, he seems like he's never left and is his usual devious strategic self.
I mean,
He thinks if this cast is smart, they'll get rid of him right away, but they usually don't. This is a completely new experience for him where he has no idea what's in store, but he wants to control the game, but hasn't figured out how to do it so yet. But he thinks he will. He doesn't want to move too quickly and take a risk early on, feeling like he will put a big target on himself. I mean, obviously I've basically seen him all. I think I've seen all of his seasons of Survivor. And he is a really good player. Obviously the season he won was kind of just given to him though. It was that season.
yeah,
Was
I've heard
mostly
that's a really boring season.
yeah, Redemption Island is more about just like him and Andrea. Like those are the only
No.
ones. But I mean, still a good player. He's still very fun to watch, very entertaining, very strategic. I could either see them going for him early because if they recognize him, or I can just see them maybe like using him as a shield until they
Yeah.
don't need him anymore. Like I can see him kind of going in like in the middle somewhere, like maybe like 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere around there. I don't see
Okay.
him being like first boot, but
No,
he's definitely
not.
yeah, I don't see him going right to the end. Who knows? We'll see because he is iconic though. But so hopefully he does well.
Okay.
But I mean, as of right now, I see him going somewhere in the middle.
So my question to you,
but I am very excited to watch him play.
Yeah. Okay, so my one question to you that I do have, and you might not know the answer to this because I don't know if it happened in other seasons. How good is he with like facing adversity? Like any issue where like someone's come after him, how good is he like moving through that? Because that's really going to make a big impact on how I assess him here. Oh, you didn't hear what I said. Oh, I
no,
said
sorry, I was looking at our chat with I was just like replying to Jen there.
oh, okay. I was gonna say, how good is he with like overcoming adversity? Like, is that something he's done well in like other seasons? Like, anytime someone's like come after him, like, how has he done?
I mean, I'm trying to remember, because it's been a while since I've watched all his seasons, but obviously he made it. he usually tends to make it pretty far, so I mean, he can definitely I definitely need to go back and watch some of his seasons again, but because it has been a while, but like,
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just replying to Jen. But anyway, sorry, go back to this. I definitely feel like he can overcome adversity and like try and get people on his side because he does. He is a pretty good talker and gets people on his sides pretty well. But I mean, I could also see some people being like, "Oh yeah, we got to get him out. He's a big threat." Have you seen him on Survivor? He tends to go far. Does really well. But like, so I can see some people coming after him, but I could see some people also using him as a shield. Who knows? I can even see some people who don't even know who he is because like,
Yeah.
I could literally see that happening. That some people are like,
there are some very young people on this cast, so that definitely is possible. I personally think he's going to have a really hard time with this cast, just based on what we saw in the trailer. I think someone like Aron, he has to worry about. There's another person we haven't talked about that I think is probably going to be his rival, and I really worry about, how he's going to do. But the fact that he, has this knack for like controlling the game, getting people people on his side, I don't think you can count him out. I think it's similar to Dan on the Traders, where it's like you can never really count him out until you actually see him in action. So I really don't know how he's going to do. I don't think he's winning. I'll say that right now. I do not think he's winning the season. There's going to be too many people who know what he's doing. There's going to be too many people who are aware of the kind of player that he is. And if they get far enough into the game, that's not going to be great for Boston Rob. So I really don't know how he's going to do. I think that there is potential that he goes really far, but there's also potential that he goes really early. I don't think he's going to go like in the first 2 weeks. I think he'll at least survive the first couple episodes, but I definitely, like I said, the fact that Aron already is contemplating whether or not to turn on him is not a good sign. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Boston Rob.
Yeah, with those two people, with like Aron, I could see Aron working with him to an extent, but like maybe not super closely. But like, yeah, I can definitely see him, like completely like being like, yeah, we got to go for him soon, like after a certain point, like maybe just use him for like an episode or two and then cut him. But we shall see. I mean, I hope he does well. But you never know.
Yeah, we'll see how it really does end up playing out. But moving on, we're going to talk about someone that I think we're excited to talk about and had a pretty substantial, moments on this episode. Let's talk about Kim Mattina, 63 years old from
Yes.
Anthem, Arizona. Now, I will say right now, this is a person that both of us have interacted with before. We used to be in a community with her. She was highly regarded within that community and things like that. And she's a really good player. I will definitely say that about Kim. I think she's someone who kind of similar to Boston Rob, where she's someone where, like, if you work with her, she wraps you around her finger. She will absolutely get you on her side. You will very much see yourself often compromising your game for Kim Mattina. She is that good of a player. And I really do see her doing well on this cast. I think that what we saw of her in this episode, I feel really good about her. So she talks about how she's watched Deal or No Deal from the start. She says that being a senior, there really aren't many opportunities to like step out of her comfort zone. And basically, everyone who says that she's too old, she's here to do it. She really struggles in the challenge and ends up getting stuck in the mud. She wants to go for the red case, and in order to stay in the game, she admits that she's manipulating all of them, is a villain that's willing to own it. And she is, like I said, has a pretty big moment in this episode where like she's really struggling in the challenge. Really seemed like she was going to do badly, but then she ends up pulling a complete 180. She wins the steal case, meaning she can't take anyone's case, but whoever she steals, she can take anyone's case, but whoever she steals will come last. If she steals the $1 million case, she is safe and then can choose who is up for elimination. So she basically can control the entire round. And she also tells them if any of them have the $1 million case and steals, she will not be putting them up for elimination. So yeah, I mean, I think she's going to be a force to be reckoned with in this game. I love her confessionals. I love her energy. I love how she's already trying to be like the villain, but people aren't going to see her as that. She's already kind of capitalizing on the fact that she's the oldest person on the cast and she needs help. But in reality, she knows what she's doing. And I think that's what's so great about Kim is that you don't realize what she's doing until she does it and until it's too late. And I honestly think that she, in my opinion, has the potential to get all the way to the end. She's definitely someone I feel very good about. And I think had a really strong first 20 minutes of what we saw. So yeah, I honestly am really excited to see her play.
Oh yeah, she's definitely gonna do very well, and she's definitely gonna be a villain. I can see her for sure, at least getting to the end. So yeah, she's gonna do super well, and she definitely got a lot of airtime already for the first 20 minutes. So like she's gonna be like main character energy. I could see she's gonna be such a villain. She's honestly just gonna be really fun to watch, I think, and. I don't think she'll obviously get people like wrapped around her finger, but I could also she'll be like, yeah, I'll turn on anybody to win. And she's like really got a lot of power for this first episode too, which is really cool and very spicy. So I cannot wait to watch her play this. Excuse me. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm so excited to like see more from her.
And also her confessionals are like so good. Like I
I
I think she's
know.
going to be a confessional machine. I love what we're getting from her so far. So yeah, just in general, she's
Oh yeah,
great.
I think she's gonna be confessional gold too.
Yeah, she's great TV for sure. All right, let's talk about someone that we definitely have a lot to say about. Allie, talk to us about whoever this person is.
Amy McCoy is 42 from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. We have nothing from her at all for notes, so I have nothing to really go off of here, but I mean, I could see her working with like women, but I could also see her being an early boot. It's just like someone easy to go for.
Yeah.
Who knows? I could see her being good physically too, maybe. I don't know, but
Yeah.
like hopefully she does well. I just have nothing to really go off of.
I don't know. I see her being an early boot just based on like how little we got from her. I don't think we saw anything from her in the trailer. I don't think we got any moments for her in this episode. I very well could see her being in an early boot for sure. So yeah, I really I wish I had more to say on some of these people, but like I said, we didn't get a lot from everybody. So yeah, I really don't have anything to say. Hope she does well, but I don't know. All right. Now, so excited to talk about this person. Dr. Stephanie Mitchell. She is 41 from
Yes.
Gainesville, Alabama. Um, we don't really get a lot from her, but the stuff we do get from her is very exciting. The
Oh, it
main
really
thing that
is.
we do get from her in this episode is that it really seems like Boston Rob like doesn't trust her at all. It seems like these two are going to be like legitimate rivals. We see
Oh
later
yeah.
in the trailer that she talks about how like she wants to target him, she wants to get him out. I feel like Stephanie is going to be one to watch in this game. She's
Yeah.
going to be someone that is on Boston Rob's radar, but he's not going to be able to recognize what she's doing. She's going to have her own little group. He's going to have his. They're going to be going at each other, and I am so excited to watch it go down. I think she's going to be absolutely one of the highlights of this season. Again, I could be completely wrong, but just from what we got in the trailer, I really like what I'm seeing from Stephanie. She seems very strategic. She seems like she knows what she's here to do. So I have a lot of faith in her, actually. I think she's going to be one of the, if she's not one of the best players of the season, I think she'll definitely be one of the most impactful players of the season.
Oh yeah. I think she's gonna do I could see her being like player of the season energy. Like she definitely also gives like triple threat vibes. And I can see her being very strategic, very social, motherly as well. But yeah, I could also see her and Boston Rob being like rivals or like or maybe they're like frenemies. Who knows? Like maybe they sometimes work together, but sometimes they're at odds. Um, but oh god, I'm so excited for that. And she's definitely a potential winner pick as well. So I can see her at least getting to the end.
Okay.
If not winning, like winning or runner up, whatever.
The other
But
thing to mention is that we
she's
don't
just
know like how many people are at the finale, so it's hard to
yeah,
say like getting to the end because they didn't mention that.
mhm, exactly. But like, yeah, she's gonna do amazingly, I think, and I cannot wait to watch her.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, she'll be very impactful.
Yeah. All right. So next person we have here. So much to say about this person. Ali, go ahead. I thought this person was on Survivor, to be honest, just based on his photo, but he's on the cast of Deal or No Deal Island, apparently.
So this is Jamil Sipes. He's 47 from Grand Prairie, Texas. We also love a lot of them being like older too, which is iconic. So this guy, let's see, notes wise, we get anything from him? We did not.
No, we
Yeah,
didn't.
he's another one we got nothing from. So all I can really say is like I hope he does well. I mean, he feels like I could see him being like physical. I could see him also being like a Bruce or like a Wendell per se.
Yeah.
But like he seems like a nice guy. I can see him being like very fatherly, just very nice to everybody. But I could also see him being like a Nasir who's just very kind and pure and wholesome. But you never know. I'm very excited to watch him. Hopefully he does well. No idea where he's gonna go though.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. He gives me the vibe of someone that either is He's either going to be somebody that is like somewhere in the middle, whereas like he's a really nice guy, people feel good with him, but he ends up getting picked off because he's just too nice of a guy, or he goes super early. Like I have nothing to say. I really wish I had more to say about some of these people, but he's someone we got literally nothing from. So I don't have much to say about him at all. I will say I like his cast photo. He definitely like gives that like energy of like I'm the boss, I'm here to play, but like I don't really know what to really say beyond that, so not much to say
Yeah, he does.
about
I
Jamel.
do really like his photo too, actually. It's like really
Yeah.
iconic.
All right, let's talk about someone that I'm really worried about. Actually, the last person we're talking about, actually, this is Brantzen. He is 31 from Tustin, California. So a lot to talk about actually with Brantzen. Not I didn't write as much in my notes about Brantzen, but there definitely is a lot to talk about with him. So he is a poker player who used to be a stay-at-home dad, but has since gone full time. But the big thing with him is that he decides to give Kim the $10,000 case, which no one really seems down for. Everyone's really confused as to why he did it. In reality, he has no intention to get the case for himself. He's trying to do it for her. I think this is the first boot. I really do. Just
Yeah.
based on what we got in this episode, everyone's reaction to what he did. I feel like this guy is fucked, unfortunately. And it sucks
Yeah.
because he actually did have like some good moments, like him being a poker player and things like that. But I really think that him doing what he did for Kim, even though he was trying to do like a nice thing, I think it's really going to cost him. So yeah, I think this guy is probably the person that goes in the premiere just based on what we saw. I don't have a lot of faith in him. I mean, the fact that he's a poker player like is good. Like he can obviously bounce back from that if he doesn't go, but just based on what we got here, I feel like he's probably done, but we'll see.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely see him being first boot because of that, but I could
Yeah.
also see with him being a poker player, he does like I could see him having that like poker face where he also is just very good at like talking too and listening, and he just really, yeah, like he bounces back, he can get the target off himself. So but I mean, I don't see him winning. I don't see him making it super far, but he's either I think he's either the first boot or maybe a few episodes in, but like maybe like episode 4 at the most or something. But we'll see. Hopefully he does well. He does seem like a nice guy though, and he has like his smile just gives like really like heart of gold energy. But we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think he is someone that like is just a really nice guy, but I also can see him getting picked off because of it. Like I can just see right now Boston Rob being like, "Well, this guy just chose to do something selfish, so we got to go for him now." Like I can definitely see that happening. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but other than that, that is the cast. So Al, you know what time it is now, right? It's time to do our
Oh,
little
I
draft
also have
here.
I also have to do the randomizer of of who's gonna go first and second.
I was going to mention that actually. So, the site we used changed things up recently. They're doing what's called a single-use tier list. So this is like a private one.
Oh
Um,
shit. Okay, so
yeah, I mean, I
go
like it
first.
because I don't have to write like a description and shit, which was always really annoying. But who's
Sure.
going first?
I can just go screen share first so we can see.
Okay.
Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so randomized. First one was the going first. You are
Oh,
first pick.
okay. So there's a couple options here for who I could
So yeah,
ultimately
you
end
want to
up
go on?
picking.
You can go back on screen share now.
Yeah. All right. So there's a couple options here for who I could honestly end up picking. There's a lot of good players here, a lot of potentially good players that
Oh,
I have a
also
lot of.
for this, since there's 13, we'll each have 6, and I guess one's just gonna be undrafted.
Yeah. So I'm torn between a couple people. I really am. But I think I'm gonna go with this person just because, like, I don't know, I got the most energy from them just in the premiere overall. This is the person that I feel like might end up doing the best out of everybody. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick Claudia.
Damn, how dare you?
I know, I know.
All right. So since if we're doing a snake, we're gonna do a snake draft, right? So I picked 2.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
usually
So
do a
my
snake draft.
All right, my first pick is going to be just because this person also gives me winner energy. I gotta go with first pick is gonna be Stephanie.
Damn, okay. This is my next one.
And then, you know what? Oh, this is tough. You know what? Give me. I'm gonna do. I think my next pick is gonna be a complete like wild card pick. I'm gonna go with Alyssa.
I mean, Alyssa has to pick Alyssa. That only makes sense. All right, so my next pick, I just, all right, let's see. There's a couple people here that I could end up picking here, but ultimately I just feel like I kind of have to pick this person just because I'd be remiss if I didn't. I don't know how they're going to do, but just because they're on the cast, I feel like I have to go ahead and pick Boston Rob. That's an option that
Wow, I was gonna pick him like next.
I know. What the hell? How dare I? And
I thought
then,
you were gonna pick. I thought you were gonna pick Kim Mattina.
that's my next pick, actually. I'm going to go ahead and pick her.
Wow, how dare you? That's okay.
Although I didn't mention this. I do think she's going to struggle in challenges, but I don't know if it's going to
Yeah,
matter.
I could see that for sure. Like
I don't know if it's going to matter just based on how things went in this episode.
we'll
I
see.
think for what she won't do well, like in challenges, I think she'll make up for that, like strategically and socially. So,
Okay, my next pick is going to be. I'm gonna give me Aron,
okay, that was my next pick.
and then So who's left here?
It's everyone we have nothing to say about.
um,
So they're complete wild cards, basically.
who was that other girl that's right beside Miranda again? What was her name? It's hold on, Brandon or Brendan. Okay, what are all their names left again?
So we have Branson,
Oh,
Jamil, Amy.
oh, right,
What the hell was her name? I
Miranda.
don't remember her name.
I think her name was Miranda.
Yeah, Miranda. There we go. I don't know. I don't remember her name.
Oh wait, that was. I think that was.
Dawson and Nick. Oh, Nick and Dawson.
Okay. Um, give me the guy besides Branson. Oh no, sorry,
Oh
no, sorry, no. Give me the girl beside Dawson.
no, the one whose name I can't remember. Sure, we'll go with her.
We have to go back to the notes. What was her? Whatever her name was. Yeah, those are my two picks. Next two. No, you picked two. So you'll pick two more.
Okay, so I gotta go completely random here at this point. I don't know how any of these people are gonna do, but just based on the fact that we know that this person at least has an ally maybe on their side, I guess I'll pick Dawson. I feel like that just makes sense. Um, and then all these people I think are gonna go early. Like legitimately, I think that's what's gonna happen. But the person I feel like probably won't go early, like out of everybody, the person I have the most faith in. Um, I don't know. I guess I'll pick Miranda. I guess we'll
Well,
go with that.
I was gonna pick her next.
Well, tough shit.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna pick Jamil. Give me him. I feel like
Okay,
he's at
okay.
least gonna
I
be
had
like.
a feeling.
I feel like he's actually gonna be like a nice guy. I could see him doing okay.
Yeah, he could
And
give that teddy
then
bear energy.
yeah, and then I have one more. Branson, Amy, and what was the other one's name?
Nick.
Oh, Nick.
Nick's
Right.
the one who's like, I'm from the Bronx, yo.
Give me Amy.
Okay.
And you
Just
just put
because I think.
you just put Amy on yours by
Oops.
accident.
Yeah, I'll take Amy.
So you have
Okay.
one more pick.
So legitimately, I think these two are not in a good spot. I think both of them are going to be like probably going pretty early, but just because I think one is probably the first boot, I'm just going to pick Nick.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. So with that said, we're going to go through it real quick. So I have Claudia, Boston Rob. I have a pretty elite team, not going to lie. Claudia, Boston
Please
Rob,
do.
Kim Mattina, Dawson, Miranda, and Nick. And then you have
Stephanie, Alyssa, Aaron, let me go back to the notes. What was the other girl's name?
I don't know. I
How do
feel
we
so
not
bad.
remember? Hold on, let me go back to let me find it.
Oh, that's Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. Okay, yeah. So I have
Jordan. Yeah,
Stephanie,
Jordan.
Alyssa, Aron, Jordan, Jamil, and Amy. So
All right, and then
I have like most of the women.
yeah, so Brantzen is the only person that remains undrafted just because right now we think he's probably the first boot. Watch him win. Watch him win the game and we're just stupid.
That would be so funny if we I honestly if he goes and wins, I will laugh so hard.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. The one person we didn't draft ends up winning the whole thing. I would laugh so hard if that happened. But yeah, other than that, that is our cast. Like I said, overall, I feel pretty good with the cast we have here. I think this will honestly be a really fun format. Also, I will say Joe Manganiello, very good host. I really like
He
what I'm
really
seeing from him so
is.
far. Seems like he's
Like he
very
honestly
like
just like he's such a natural.
oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, overall, anything else you want to say before we wrap this up here?
I'm just very excited to cover the first episode and the whole season. We'll try and do it live on Monday, but we also have our Survivor cast assessment and draft to do with our friends. So I'm just excited to cover the season overall, though, and it's going to be fun. And yeah, let's do this. And I'm here for a good season.
Yeah, I hope this is a really, really fun time overall, but we will have to see. Of course, things to plug real quick. We are continuing our ongoing coverage of the Traders Season 2. Only got a couple more episodes left, but it is just top-tier reality television. Loving every second of it. I mean, we don't love when roundtables don't happen, but other than that, it's a very, very fun time. So excited to see how that continues. And then
obviously
Aly did...
And then, yeah, like I mentioned, we're going to be doing our cast assessment and draft for Survivor.
Yes, to that.
And then, so obviously, we're going to be covering that weekly. And yeah.
Yeah, definitely very excited for that for sure. And then we mentioned this before, we'll mention it again. BB Can 12. Are we going to cover it? Yes, but how are we going to cover it? Well, that is dependent on, again, are we going to get live feeds? If we get feeds, we will cover it weekly. If we don't have feeds, then it's just going to be a season review because I don't really want to talk about it much. Just because, like, what's the point? Like, something I really struggled with last year was feeling like, what's there to talk about when we don't know what's going on? So,
exactly. Like, we don't really know the full game.
Yeah, and there's still a lot we don't know because the cast is like completely gone underground. Like we don't know anything about these people except Kuzi. So
I know that's true.
Yeah, like when was the last time you heard from like Renee or like Claudia or like Anika or someone like that?
Yeah, literally, we only hear about Kuzi.
Yeah, literally. I mean, as we should. She was the star. We love Big Daddy K.
Like also another one we don't know about much is Santina.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it for our coverage of Deal or No Deal Island. Very excited to see how this all wraps up. Not wraps up. I'm acting like we're covered, like it started. It hasn't even started yet. Very excited to see how this season ends up going. Jesus, what are words? Very excited to see how this all plays out. I think this will be a really fun cast overall. I honestly have a lot more faith in it based on the 20-minute preview. I'm glad they released it because if we were to have done this without that 20-minute preview, I would have been far more negative on this. Like, I would have been like, this is going to be a piece of shit. I have no faith in this whatsoever. I don't even know if we would have done a cast assessment, to be honest, but at least they released that 20-minute preview, and now I have a lot more faith. So, woo. But other than that, that's it for this video. Much longer than we anticipated, as these usually end up going, because I don't know how to shut up. But that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And remember, couples who podcast together, stay together. We will see you guys later.
Have a good night, guys.